Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to redo my Veronica Mars review, and it may sound insecure and maybe a little bit shallow, and I know my skin doesn't look perfect today either, okay, but my skin just looks so oily and the thumbnail was really bad for it. So the first season was pretty good. It was about Lily Duncan's murder. I won't spoil it and tell you who did it, but I will say that was pretty much the focus. Her best friend was murdered and they're trying to figure it out. In the second season, again, I won't say who's guilty of it, but it was really sad. Here's spoilers, that the man that was guilty of it, I will say that much, he was not convicted, and it was very upsetting for Veronica because Lily was her best friend. And then in the second season, it was all about the bus crash and what led up to that. And then the third season was a little bit darker. It was about the college rape and I believe a life insurance policy. So it was a mix. I think the third season, yeah, it did a little bit more than the one mystery, and that was okay. In the fourth season, the reboot was really edgy, like HBO style cable. You may, if you're sensitive, I'll tell you to probably get off this video now, but there were men that their heads cut off or shot. It was really graphic. Like they went from, I mean, there were, I'm not going to say that there weren't edgy scenes in the previous seasons, but it was definitely a lot. So overall, I'd give it an A-. I really liked it. And I liked the relationship that she had with her dad. And then, she had different boyfriends. I was a little disappointed with the way they ended season 4, but at the same time, I feel like that kind of leaves Veronica very strong and in the lead with what happened. And I'm going to segue into doing kind of like a vlog as well as my Veronica Mars commentary. So I had a arthritis doctor appointment. I got it younger because I had a bone injury in 2021 on my right leg. I fell on the stairs playing with my dog, but I'm fine now. I was in crutches for about 3.5 months. And so now I have to go quarterly every year to get my medication, and they wanted to check my liver, which I'm okay with because they up my dosage, so it can be hard on your liver, but I take folic acid, which they didn't know, I think 15 or 20 years ago, if you take folic acid daily or enough like weekly before you take your pill, I usually take it on Saturday or Sunday, then it prevents a lot of the bad side effects like throwing up, bad teeth, bad hair, like your hair falling out. So that's something I didn't know. I'm also excited, guys, because okay, I know that was kind of a bit dramatic to talk about all that and then say that I'm excited, but it's just where my mind went. But I'm excited because I read that there's this thing called PPR, right? And it's like Ozempic. Now, I still think there are too many side effects and unknowns with that. It's just my opinion. The most I've done is like take magnesium or extra virgin olive oil in the morning before breakfast, which kind of helps regulate the blood sugar. But for me, I think there's this thing called PPR that Stanford came out with. It's not legal yet, unfortunately, but they say they think it's more effective and they've tested it on animals. And the book I wrote, okay, on Amazon called Renee's Crime, that girl goes to Stanford and she's very bright and brilliant. So I'm really excited that even though it was a silly fictional book I wrote, well, I won't say it's all silly, but, it's probably a little silly when they get to the romance, but there's, so I'll give you all a little bit of a synopsis of that book, Renee's Crime. It's on Amazon by Allison. And it's got a picture of a girl with a motorcycle and cleavage. I think that was the only thing that my mom was a little bit surprised about, that I went there, but hey, it's my book. But yeah, she is trying to find herself in high school, and she's very ambitious. And this guy, he's maybe somewhere in the middle on that, but they end up going. And so yeah, I think it's great that something like, because I know Harvard, don't get me wrong, Harvard's probably accomplished a lot of great things, but it's good to see somewhere on the West Coast that people at Stanford are accomplishing things that may change the greater good for human beings. So that's exciting. Yes, but it is a little hot and humid here, so I'll probably wrap this video up. What do I like to watch on YouTube? And as far as vlogs go, shout out to, we all know that I've it's about Lee Unfiltered, Donna Unfiltered. I watch Rain Spade too. I don't think that she's always bullying. I think she's just sharing her opinion. And whatever she is saying that may be negative or untrue, again, she does say it's her opinion, so it's not like there's proof, of whatever it is that she's saying. But, oh, also that Donna and Lee Unfiltered, I think it's great that they both applied for low-income housing. I didn't know as much about that. I knew more about Section 8, but I know there can be a waiting list. Hopefully I won't be, I'm not judging or anything, but I'm saying I think you should know your rights. I'm just saying right now I don't believe I'm on low-income housing, but I do see, like, I don't know. I know it's not Section 8, but it does say on the internet when I've looked it up, that might be in the gray zone. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't sign all the... I'm mainly just a person that, you know, when I choose to contribute, I send it over, so I don't have all, like, access to everything legally, and I'm okay with that. It's less stress for me, and for me to kind of, like, just be the person that supports in that way, rather than, like, going through all the paperwork and stuff. So, I want to say it's possible, but, yeah... I don't think it's wrong, though, if you need help. I think it's better to honestly try that route than, you know, looking for a handout where you're, you know, staying with family sometimes, because that's like the tough love situation where it's like, okay, you know, if I'm going to get a handout, then I'll do it through my job and wherever I'm paying, you know, the taxes that can help me, or the government supports me back. I don't think that's wrong. I think at least you're trying to control what you can control, instead of, like, putting that pressure on your family, unless they're super rich, which, you know, is the exception. Like I said, if they've got, you know, millions of dollars, then they probably don't care as much, which is a great position to be in. But unfortunately, a lot of us have not reached that level. And if we get lucky, you know, then a lot of us want to protect, which I understand, you know, like if you won the lottery or something, to be very private about it. But because not everybody can be trusted. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video.